Well, the metro rail sector in India has already grown a lot in the last few years. Just for some figures, in 2014 we had about 250 kilometers of metro rail network. As we speak, we have about 800 kilometers. And there is another 900 kilometers under construction. So we expect to have 1700 kilometers of metro in this country in the next 3 to 4 years, say by 2026. The blueprint laid down is for 75 cities and 5,000 kilometers of metro by 2047. On the face of it, this is not very huge, but still there is a lot of potential for different cities to have last mile connectivity and ease of travel, because this is the most sustainable mode of transport in cities. So while the growth rates shall be normal and should be achievable over the next few years, we already have adequate capacity in the country. We have several multinational companies, namely Alstom, as well as Indian companies like BEML and Titagarh, who have adequate capacities to roll out more than 1,000 metro cards per annum. And today, we are just rolling out about 300, 350 cards at best per annum. So obviously, the capacity that's been built by the private and public sector is underutilized. And if the funding happens from the external bilateral funding agencies at a good pace, along with government support, I think this sector is poised to grow. So we are at very interesting times in this sector in Wabtec, not only in urban metro, but also in Indian Railways main line. Just to name a few projects, because that's your question. Okay, so we are working on new generation computer controlled brake system and high reach pantographs, two nascent technologies for the electric locomotives of Indian Railways. On the metro rail side, today we are investing a lot, not only in capacity but also in competency building. This is for variants of brake system like tread brake units and wheel mounted disc brake system, couplers, air conditioning systems, passenger access doors, pantographs, infrared based fire detection suppression systems, etc. And we are working on some interesting metro projects currently. Currently we are working on the Mumbai Metro Line 3, we are working on Kanpur and Agra Metro, the Bhopal Indore Metro, which are all at different stages of execution. And we are looking forward to work on the Delhi Metro Phase 4 with our passenger access doors, coupler system and maybe a few other systems, which is currently the contract with Alstom that we are discussing. So this is as far as our metro projects are concerned. The other interesting project that we are doing is India's first regional rapid transit systems RRTS project between Delhi and Meerut. So we are already on that project as a first supplier for brakes, pantographs, event recorders, passenger information systems. A very interesting project for us that's going to shortly start revenue service, which you know. The other interesting big project for us is the joint venture with Indian Railways, where we have already built 500 plus locomotives out of 1,000. So we are 74% stake in that project. Locomotives state of the art, 4,500 horsepower and 6,000 horsepower being manufactured at Marora in Bihar. An interesting project that we have won a year and a half back is the online monitoring of rolling stock on the dedicated freight corridor, and this is about 97 installations. This is another first of its kind project. Let's say that we are executing again for the DFC. And in terms of, you said pipeline of projects, that looks very strong and interesting as well. We've already supplied systems for the Vande Bharat, which you know is today one of the high priorities in mainline railways. We have supplied our brake system in trains, Vande Bharat trains in revenue service. We have also offered our passenger access doors, couplers and pantographs for these Vande Bharat trains. We are working very, very closely with Siemens on the 1,200 electric locomotives project that's got awarded to them earlier in the year, and we are working with them to see what systems we can offer to them. And this is a very interesting first of its kind project with 35 years comprehensive maintenance. So it's not only going to be a product supply, but also a life cycle cost based approach, where we're going to offer the complete gamut of maintenance for Siemens if we manage to win the project with them. We are also working with Titagarh BHEL for the 80 Vande Bharat trains that they have won. Again, we are working on several of our systems which I named earlier to get into that platform. And then with Alstom, who have been declared as the lowest bidder for 100 train sets, aluminium car body. It's not a stainless steel car body, but aluminium car body for the first time in India on distributed power. These 100 train sets, if they are ordered on them, again, we are working closely with them to see how we can enter that platform. So both electric locomotives and passenger train sets are very, very high focus areas as far as the transit business is concerned. We are also trying to grow in the other sides of our business segments which are not yet too large in India, like mining, okay, like digital, and we are trying to see how we can establish a localization or an industrialized footprint in India to grow these businesses as well. Today it's a lot import of some of these equipment that we are supplying to both the public and private sector in these segments. The topics have been well covered by different players of the industry, both government and private, and overall a good experience. Keep it up with some interesting topics in the months and years to come.